Not.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Wens. How are you, my friend?
Hi, Trish. Hi, everyone. Hi. Okay, so I'm sure I
So,
don't think many people
what?
have seen this Nancy Grace video. We saw
No.
her doing it on her channel on, I think it was Monday evening, because I know yesterday when I
Mm.
saw it, Tash, you asked me if I'm stalking her. No, I'm not stalking her. For some reason, my algorithm is messed up, and every story about Bryan
Uh,
Kohberger tends to come up on my search. So even if I press on YouTube, Nancy Grace is going to come up. So hi to everyone that is here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to just say a little bit about this, and Tash will as well.
mm.
So I saw this where she had the Goncalves family on her channel.
Mm.
And my blood started boiling, but it's like you don't want to watch her because she irritates you, but you also can't stop watching it. It's just one of those things you just cannot stop watching that woman at all for some reason. And then you'll see a little bit of that Maureen Callahan. She also plays it on her show. And of course, these are the people that say they don't want to be in the public eye anymore, but well, they're on Nancy Grace. So as always,
Yeah.
and Maureen Callahan. So you tell me your thoughts. What did you think of the video that she did?
Yeah. No. Listen, I don't know. I think she needs to retire. That's why I asked you if she was a prosecutor or if she was a defense attorney, because she should know the process and how things work. So why is she surprised? And to literally go and attack someone else's family, it's so uncalled for. Don't
She
stoop to that
has
level, please.
she has no sympathy, not even with the Goncalves family. Nothing.
No,
This is just, to
she
me,
only.
she's faking it. She's faking that sympathy on, when she does that low voice and she says,
Oh yeah,
I'm
and this over dramatic one. Oh,
yeah, the facial expressions, everything like that. It's just
and
all for
and the fact that she always can't say why. How many years ago was this?
Well, you're gonna
Why are we
see.
still talking?
I actually went and had a look. Her fiance Keith passed away. I think it was 1979, something like that. So yeah, nearly 50 years ago, and she's still going on. But you're gonna see she's gonna bring him up a few times because I actually heard her bringing up a few times, and it makes me outraged because when you if somebody tells you they're going through something, you don't go ahead and say, "Oh yeah, me too," because you're diminishing the grief that they're going through. It's actually really tacky to do something like that when somebody's going through grief, to compare it to what you went through many years ago. So that's why I also don't have time for her. It's actually embarrassing, but we'll talk about that. Let's play it and then we can kind
Yeah,
of see what she actually does.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna play it.
What in the hay? Haven't the victims' families been through enough? I don't understand what is wrong with these people. Joining me, two very special pictures from hell. Hell had been released.
They were out. They were already on the website. It's not true crime anymore. It's troll crime.
From hell. Horrific photos from inside.
Hell no. Normally she would say
brutal
HELL.
Idaho murders. For why were those photos leaked on the Idaho State Police website and then quickly scrubbed away. Hello, everybody saw it. This a night. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
We have got to the point where literally anybody build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base 44.
We're just going to skip the end here, sorry.
So, what an intro.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to try keep up with the chats as best I can. I don't... Yes, Justin, thank you. Hi, everyone. So if I'm not looking at the chats, I'm going to try and keep up. But you've got quite a bit to cover because, sorry, I don't know if there's a lag there. We're just going to quickly sort that out. Is there a lag? It's quite a bit to cover. It's quite a long video. I know, sorry, you don't want to watch. No problem at all. She is horrible, but there's some interesting points on this video as well. So that I actually want to react to, and I have tagged her in it. So my hope is that she responds or sends me a lawyer's letter. You know what I mean? You'll see that she gets pretty graphic. She doesn't want to re-traumatize people, but she actually goes into graphic detail herself when she describes things. Hi, Lucy. How are you? All right, let's watch this freak on her channel. Try to keep up with you guys. He freaks. She got a few freaks on.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. Again, that you take time to be with us tonight. So
why does she always sound like she's got a blocked nose?
I've got so much to talk to you about. Of course, Bryan Kohberger's sister does a New York Times article whining about how hurt she is and the pain her family's going through. Really? But before I get to her, what about these photos? When did you... Now, this is what we're learning.
It's horrible.
Christy, we are learning that the Idaho State Police put these on their website, scrubbed the whole thing. They were leaked onto the website.
No,
what happened when you first learned these pictures from hell? Hell had been released.
Well, actually, one of the...
Let's just pause there. These pictures were not leaked. All right. These people had full knowledge. They were actually told that the pictures were going to be released. I think they're just a little bit annoyed that they didn't get the pictures first, and I'll have quite a lot more to say about it. But I mean, okay, so I'm not looking at the small comments there, guys. I'm just going to look at the big ones that pop up. So I'm not ignoring you guys if I don't respond, but you've got quite a bit to talk about. She's so dramatic, Nancy. They were leaked. And watch how she is here. I mean, she's got them on her call. And then, I don't know, there's something wrong with this woman. So I hope she sees it. Let's watch.
Idaho State Police detectives called Olivia and told her that the photos were coming out, and they were a different entity as the other ones were that were underneath order that the Laramie's and the Chapins won, being able to not show bodies or blood, and these were going to be a little different. The bodies were going to be redacted, but the crime scene was going to be pretty evident. So
Look,
this entity called Olivia. By the time she got off the phone, she was calling me in a panic and telling me that they were coming out, and they were out. They were already on the website. Olivia is pretty adamant about, viewing out there. She doesn't just want to come upon something and be surprised. So
Why doesn't she want to be surprised?
Somewhere along
I
the
mean-
line, it was very apparent that there were three showed the victims that did not get redacted.
Okay,
Sorry,
Tash. So we do know this was not pretty nice, you know, that there were some pictures that came out that were not redacted, but okay.
Yes.
They got pulled back anyway. And so
okay.
who is she angry with? Who is she angry with actually about this?
No, I don't know. They keep saying that there were pictures that weren't redacted. Now, I can't think that that's true. I don't think
No,
that they would actually release.
But whoever is responsible for redacting the images made a mistake, and something tells me that it was done almost deliberately to show us. But I'm not going to make too much speculation about that. We can cover that a little bit later on. They are lying about the fact. No, look, nobody wanted to see images of their children. Hi, James. How are you? Yes, everybody get your we say it in South Africa here, kotsbakkie, but yes, basically a puke buckets. Puke buckets. So I do agree, but you're going to see here that they're going to say that they had no knowledge of this. Crazy. Yeah, I've also got them. James, how are you? Yeah, we've all got the pictures. So, but they basically knew. And these are the same people that asked for transparency in the beginning. They wanted everything released. Now that everything's being released, they're jumping up and down.
Now they also,
we have a problem with that now. Why? Are these not the same people?
Like, why is all of this is happening? No, it's almost like they always want something to complain about. They need something to complain about because that just keeps them in the public eye.
I'm sorry I missed, you're right, Tash. I'm sorry I missed you guys on Outcast chat. Just doing a little bit of work this morning. So everybody's got their buckets. And yeah, I mean, these are the people that wanted transparency, right? They wanted transparency. So let's go ahead, because you're going to see this is not as much of the case as what we're going to be talking about Nancy, because I think she's shaped public perception on this case since the very beginning. It is like a chalkboard. Okay, let's go. Let's watch. Missed you too, James. Oh, sorry. It's been so wild, actually, on my side. It's been a hectic. You'll see I haven't been on Outcast chat much this month. Oh, I have missed you guys. I haven't been on anybody's chat. It just feels like January has been... it's been a wild month. Everything has happened at once. But...
It's a January.
Yeah. Everybody's like that. Okay, let's watch what she says next. Oh, this woman.
And it came down because there were three, but whoever had downloaded those in that time frame before, I don't know how long it was up, of those pictures of actual victims. So it's very sad.
Yeah, this whole thing has turned into a profit-making like enterprise. The day before, they told us that because somebody complained that did FOIA requests that the families were getting the photos at the same time, we no longer get the photos. We don't get any of the discovery from these images or anything that's been a FOIA request. They get it first, and then we can get it after them.
With the students.
What?
I'm trying to choose my word.
Watch how watch her now. Watch what she does here.
What?
Look at her. Watch. Okay, let's play. Watch what she does here.
Yeah, look at the Oscar.
Okay, we're skipping certain parts of the video because obviously they're just talking a little bit, but This video made everybody angry, but I hope she sees, because I've tagged her in this. She's vile. This woman is filthy. You're gonna see how much she lies here. I hope she invites me onto her show, because I'm
Carefully.
not.
But I don't have
I'm
another way to say it. Did you see photos?
Keep quiet. Watch. She's asking this woman. She talks about not wanting trauma, but she's gonna actually ask her about the photos. Hi, tattoo girl. How are you? Go. Let's hear how vulgar she is.
Crime scene photos. Horrific, bloody crime scene photos with the victims' bodies in the photos. Did you see that?
Why are you asking?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I mean, why would you ask parents that why?
It doesn't make sense. And she doesn't say, did you see the
No.
crime scene? She actually starts going into graphic detail. Like she'll say,
Yeah, let's
did you see the
play that.
bloodied crime scene photo? She's actually terrible.
But what is the mom's name now again? She actually paused to think about it.
Christy, yeah, she did. She paused because she's trying not to. I mean, of course she saw the pictures.
Yeah,
Everybody, if your child is taken out that way, you are going to want to see the pictures. It's not nice to see, but I know for me, I would want to see the pictures. It's also like some kind of form of closure. It's not that you want to see the pictures of your child passed, but you know, when people lose somebody, they and I know this, I've said this before from working with inquests. Often people have come in and they've requested to see the actual pictures, because until somebody sees a body, or until somebody knows actually why their loved one has passed away, they don't really have closure. I mean, there's been many cases where somebody doesn't know the cause of death, and so they actually can't mourn and they can't move on. So for her to have seen the crime scene photos is quite natural. I don't know why Nancy's making a big meal out of this again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all sensationalized, eh? Actually.
Oh yeah, Kay's Jason says she has no shame. She's disgusting. It's very fake. Her empathy. She's not even a good actress on TV. And you must remember, this is a woman who's got. It's not like us two sitting here trying to figure out StreamYard. Nancy Grace has got a control room behind her. I heard from somebody before that she's got about 30 people that work for her. This is a woman, I last checked, her net worth is about $25 million US. So if you, Nancy Grace, I hope you see this. You hope you see my middle finger as well. Let's watch. Oh yeah, James, I agree.
No. With the students, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but I don't have another way to say it. Did you see photos, crime scene photos, horrific, bloody crime scene photos with the victims' bodies in the photos? Did you see that?
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't understand why they can't ever do the right thing, Steve.
Oh my. From grief to anger in 0.5 seconds. There we go. Jeez.
Shame on you guys. I'm loving the chat. They're on fire. Good. Oh, I love all you guys. Keep those comments flying. We love it. Bianca is always stirring, so shame. Sorry. Sorry.
Does
Bianca.
the bottom lady have a ghost app on? I see a black thing appear and disappear. No, it's actually my thingy. It's my hat. It's not my real background.
It's not our real background, because I've got a weird couch in the background here, so we don't have like a studio and all that. We just
we're not all fancy like Nancy, so we have to do with what we have.
Yeah, the Apple sometimes glitch. The green screen, it does that. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it
but
glitches. So that's just my ads, guys. And the lady at the bottom is Tasha. How are you doing, dude?
she's
Did
not
not take this case to trial. They did not find out the truth. This was a death penalty case. If we're going to have the death penalty, this is it. They took a weak plea. We never learned the whole truth. They wouldn't do the right thing.
We still don't know the whole truth, Nancy. You freak.
She is a freak. I hope we're allowed to say that. Somebody just correct me if I say that.
Why?
Because
Why can't you say a freak?
But she's not right in the head. And you're going to see now she's going to diminish what they're going through by bringing up her pain. Keep going. Let's go.
Tasha, my name is Tasha. How are you doing?
And now this, they are buckling under to a FOIA request, but they don't even have the courtesy to give it to you first. When do they pick and choose when to follow the law?
Well, yeah. Just to the other family that ever goes through a case like this, just know they're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you in your weakest moment that if you just want to make it go away, just go along with the plea. Just go along. That's not going to go away, Steve. They're just lying to these families, trying to divide them so that they can get at least somebody to agree with what they're doing, and then that's all they need. Even though there's 4 victims, and you can their narrative.
Okay, it's Jason. I noticed
this
that
isn't just any chat. It's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask questions.
Huge diamond. I actually saw yesterday they put up a picture. So just off of this, and look, I don't want to be disrespectful to the family, but yesterday I saw they put on their social media about their youngest daughter, where she's going to Texas, what school she's going to, everything. Now, remember, we were fed this entire story that the 4 victims were stalked. Okay, so the thing is, here's my question: if you as a parent believe that story, which we all know that not a true story, if you believe that your daughter was stalked before she was murdered, why would you put pictures out of your other child, exactly what school she goes to, share her location, share everything? I mean, I would love to go on social media and show pictures, for example, of like my granddaughter. I mean, she's adorable. Tasha's seen her, but I don't share pictures of her at all. So I'm just not trying to make this about me. I'm just giving you an example that most of us don't put pictures of our family, our kids, our grandkids, anything on social media. So I can't understand why Steve put that picture of their youngest daughter. She's joined a fraternity as well, right? Right there's a big clue. And then put this after you say that Kaylee was stalked. That's just 10 million red flags to me. It's wild that you would actually put your child out there if your middle child was stalked and then murdered. I don't know. Maybe you guys think I'm a little bit nasty for saying that.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I would still have PTSD if one of my kids were murdered.
Of course.
I wouldn't do that.
So you wouldn't share everything that your children do on social media. But anyway, I saw that and I found it quite gross that not gross, sorry, wrong choice of words. I found it very interesting that they contradict themselves, because if you've been stalked, you're not going to share images. You're actually going to become very private on social media. You wouldn't share anything about your life. Here in South Africa, we share very little. We actually don't use social media. We don't really. We don't put what we do, where we go, our locations, anything like that. So, yeah. Tattoo Girl said they're acting like a celebrity family. So look, I'm not shaming anybody that does share anything on social media. I'm just saying from their stance, it's very strange that they would do something like that. I know everybody's different, James, the American way. But the thing is, for us here, like, we have a lot of problems with security and crime in this country, right? So we don't live in the same way that Americans do. And so I think a lot of South African people, I don't know how it is, everybody's in a different part of the world, but we specifically don't share our location. In fact, when we see a family member sharing their location or sharing statuses or sharing things on social media, we cringe because it's not the way we do it here. But anyway, Americans are crazy. All right, let's watch Nancy. Let's see, Lucy, if Kaylee was actually
and we're still dealing with it. We're still dealing with it right now.
Exactly.
Well, I've got to tell you something.
Sorry?
So Lucy says if Kaylee was actually stalked, there's no way that her parents would be broadcasting the location of the other children. Exactly. So that stalking story, that's what I'm to. The stalking story is a lot of bullshit. All right, let's go. These people.
Mr. and Mrs. Goncalves, after my fiance was murdered, of course.
Oh, here we go.
I was a witness at the trial. And I remember coming down off the witness hall. When I came off the witness stand, it was way high up by the judge's head. I came down, then there was a landing, then there were more steps to come down. And I walked out and I looked over and I saw Keith's bloody shirt. And I was just a young girl, but I will never forget that moment. I had not seen it. I didn't know about it. I knew what he was wearing.
Wait, you know what?
Wearing that morning when he left. It was a denim shirt to go to his job at a construction
Let's pause,
site.
yeah.
But
this
evidence, until I saw that, his blood.
Let's pause this. This is what Nancy does. Her fiance, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, her fiance is not her fiance, Keith, passed away in, I think it was 1979. She's like, I was little. I was a small child at the time, right? Maybe before you were even born, Tash. Now, can you imagine how embarrassing it must be? I mean, she's a married woman. How does her husband feel? Because she doesn't do this once. The first thing, every single time she gets on her channel, she brings up her murdered fiance. You don't have a fiance, Nancy. Stop talking about Keith. Let him rest in. It was nearly 50 years ago. That's the first thing. You've got a husband. I don't know how he feels when he sees you talking about your fiance. At some point, a person gets over it. But the thing that she's doing is she's taking their pain that they still going through, or people's pain, and she does it. I'm not saying the Goncalves, but people that are still going through something currently, and she tries to diminish what they're going through by comparing it with something that she already dealt with nearly 50 years ago. So it's like if somebody comes to you and says, you know what, I was just hijacked, and you're like, yeah, 20 years ago, oh, they broke into our house and they stole our stuff. Stop making life about yourself, Nancy. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's
Tell him, Wendy.
Oh, this woman. It's so disrespectful.
It's like,
Yes, tattoo girl. Yeah. Every case. Get over Keith already. She talks as if she lived with him and had kids with him. Imagine her twins, right? Like, who let grandma onto YouTube? My God. They must be cringing every time they see their mother talking about her dead fiance. Why does she do this? I don't know. It's so disrespectful.
I want to give you a good example. It's like me. I quit smoking about a month ago. So if I tell someone, listen, I'm still craving and I'm struggling, and someone's, oh, I quit smoking about 25 years ago. Yeah, it's not the same, bro. Like, I'm literally going through it now.
She's it. It's something you're going through. So she's just James. I'm still tame on my videos. I'm very nice. Try to be nice.
Yo, you must hear this one. You must hear this one.
This woman.
She's a freak.
This woman's horrible, doesn't she? She's just vile. Somebody needs to take her off of YouTube. She needs to go and find a retirement home where she can just sit. She's got millions of dollars. Go and rest. I also wonder. Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh, this woman. Let's hear what she says to them. Wiki. This woman is horrible. Let's go.
Bloody clothes lying on the council table. And that one moment has crystallized in my mind after all these years. So I don't know how you can even close your eyes and go to sleep at the crime scene photos that were leaked and then scrubbed on the police site. What did that do to you, Christy?
Chose to look very quickly.
What's going on here?
Is it lagging? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Let me try again.
Unfortunately, sometimes it just gets me. Other times but I was like, I gotta, and it was, I did not look at a lot. I did not, I pretty much was out of there like quickly, but it's hard to unsee. And I knew that. I knew it would happen.
What about it, Steve?
What about it? There she forgot her mask slipped there.
Very many on the ones that.
What about it, Steve?
I've seen are just ones that my family wanted me to. And if you're not going to have a trial, you really don't have the same investigation at that point. It's not a need to know. It's not the community, and you're not having.
I get a lot of heat over this because people say you guys are no different. And I feel bad for those families that their loved ones are out there and this has happened. But I just feel like times are changing, and what people do with those photos nowadays is what the real problem is. Blow them up on social media and analyze them and talk to troll crime, and that's where things are changing.
Okay, sorry, what? Troll crime. Okay, troll crime. Troll crime.
Yeah, but how is it troll crime if we're trying to
find out the truth,
or to try and look at the truth of what actually happened in that house, right? That, like, by their own admission, they say there wasn't a trial. So you remember I said that I wanted to actually cover this only when this case went to trial, right? But Lucy, these people are un-American. But it's sad, Lucy, because the world looks at these people and they say, is this what American people are like? It's sad that they do that, because I know it's not Americans. But they say there wasn't a trial. So logically, a lot of people still have questions because nothing makes sense. So nobody wants to do this, but it's not troll. I mean, didn't they go to Chronicles of Olivia right after this and do an interview with her? Is she not also some big YouTuber? and they did articles with her. So it's not troll crime. And yes, Case Jessen artist, times are changing. Well, you're not going to take my freedom of speech. You know what? That's quite a good point. You know, she mentions here that now with social media and with things changing, that people have more access to things like photos and all of that. But if you guys remember years ago, before the internet, before we all had phones and laptops and all that stuff, we had true crime magazines. And I clearly remember, I mean, I was a teenager, and you could see pictures of an actual execution in a magazine. I don't know if you guys, there was a story in 1927 or something like that, early 1900s, of Ruth Snyder, and somebody showed a picture of Ruth in the chair being executed. So, I mean, these pictures have been around forever. Don't blame time changing. Lucy, I heard something. Who is Chronicles of Olivia? Who is her father? That is so interesting. I haven't heard anything about that. I just heard the story that, I mean, they went on there, they told their story. So why are you making this into something it's not? People have always been able to see true crime images.
No, it's not just that. When they do a live execution, they do it publicly. I mean, the whole public sees someone being executed. So it's not.
And we've always had access.
It's not odd.
I mean, if you guys watched Bundy back in the day, he was on every news channel there was. So, what is it, trolling now because times have changed? Crazy. Anyway, let's get to the good parts. Let's go.
And it has been for quite a while.
They're making a profit off your dead loved ones, and that was going on.
Oh, she's the one to talk. Yeah. Oh wow, nice, Steve, nice. You freak.
He's crazy. And oh, Laura.
Yeah, and that was to a lesser extent before, but like your organization isn't showing them, you're not going to get that same kind of professionalism in some of these smaller crime people.
Yeah. No.
Some of them do, though.
I remember years ago on what?
Sorry, were you talking?
No. Laura said she reported Nancy Grace's video. Yeah, somebody should remove her from YouTube completely. Okay, keep playing.
Once.
Keep going.
Well, it was my very first book. It was called Objection, and I wrote a chapter on called Blood Money, and I was so stunned that people got a hold of Nicole Brown's autopsy photos and were selling them. After I wrote that chapter, Blood Money, I had this cheap little, it was like a $200 laptop. It's like this big, that I wrote the book on. When I finished that chapter, I had to look up and I destroyed it because I had to write about people buying crime scene photos and scraps from a crime scene that were bloody and autopsy photos. It's just ghoulish. After you saw that, to both of you, how did that affect you? Because I still think back on that moment, and I just
I'm not sure if I've really been able to wrap my mind around it. Honestly, I don't believe you've actually showed Steve one, and it was one of the less graphic ones, and he was like, yeah. So unfortunately, I went there, and I deeply regret it. I knew I would.
Sadly, only a relative.
Okay, skip ahead.
I've got to tell you something I learned, the hard way. I'm very curious by nature, but when it comes to my fiance's murder, I've
Here we
learned
go
to
again.
control my curiosity, because I don't want any more nightmares or any more night terrors or sleepwalking or crying jags than I've already had. So I just, please know,
Here we go.
and to put it up and then scrub it shows a certain degree of knowledge that you did the wrong thing. I want to talk to you now about another Kohberger related incident. Listen.
Thanks, Dora.
Now,
I'm in South
Kohberger's
Africa.
sister
sorry.
spoke to the New York Times. This piece was published on Wednesday, January 7th. The headline.
Laura, I'm in South Africa, so is Tash. Well, yeah, I mean, Lucy, he's talking about that picture. Yes. Let's go here to this message. Sorry. Wow. They don't make sense at all, Lucy. Hi, William. How are you? Yeah, she should be saying ex-fiance, but she doesn't. She's wild. Now you're going to see she's got this Maureen Callahan on. We'll play a little bit of it. I think we just have to stop and start. Sorry about that. Otherwise we get copyright. I think their video is copyrighted. So if anybody knows how long we're allowed to play of this. But watch her. She's with this Maureen Callahan who looks like that woman, like the Wayans brothers and White Chicks. She should just stick to celebrity gossip. Why did Nancy go onto Maureen's show? I mean, her whole shtick is just taking pot shots at celebrities. Why is she getting involved in true crime? Freak. Watch her.
Her brother murdered 4 students. Now she's ready to talk. Well, I'm so happy that she now feels ready to tell her story. The readout in the online version says that Mel is going to talk about the Kohberger families, their pain, their confusion. This thing happened the blink of an eye ago. And this piece is such a piece of journalistic malpractice. The interviewer, the guy's name is Mike Baker. He either does not know nor does he care to read in to the details of this case. But instead, we've got crap like this in the New York Times. Feel sorry for me. My brother is a homicidal maniac who snuffed out 4 young lives and seemed to enjoy doing it. And it looks like my mom.
Yeah, listen to this, bitch.
You know what, Maureen?
Jeez.
You know what? Shut up, bitch.
Just.
I can't with this
Just.
woman. She got this deal to do this whole podcast, right? And all she does is sit and gossip. And she's supposed to be a Christian woman, by the way, like Nancy, but she sits and gossips about
Excuse me, what? No. No.
So her show is called The Nerve, and she works on my fucking nerves. But she's got so much makeup on that she can barely move her face, and she can't even move her mouth. And now she's like,
no, but she really does look like the Wayans brothers in White Chicks. I mean, seriously, she looks like a guy in drag. She looks like a black guy in drag, like the Wayans brothers in White Chicks. Now she comes here and speaks full.
She's horrible. And notice they're going to twist this.
What's wrong with you?
I'm going to say something before we watch the rest of this. Lucy, she's not a Christian.
No, man.
Christian no ways.
No.
Like, if you look at my thumbnail, you've got to look at those people, and it's not very hard to see people. Anyways, look, I don't care what religion somebody is. I don't care if somebody is no religion. It's not my business. but don't claim you're an embarrassment is what you are. Where was I?
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought with this.
She gives Christians a bad name. That's what she's doing.
Read the entire article. One, she was too lazy to read it. Bryan's sister was actually very respectful, but you're going to see later they're going to take more shots at his family. That's what I'm saying. Case Jason, yes, she was. I mean, and oh yes, that's what I was going to say. You know, the reason I think a lot of people have wondered why Bryan has never spoken in this case. And I think the reason that he hasn't spoken is because look what happened now. The first time his sister comes out and she decides to speak, the media twists her words. And Bryan's a little bit brighter than that because he knew from the beginning. That's why I still say he took that plea deal, because he knew that doesn't matter what he says. If he says I'm guilty, if he says I'm not guilty, if he tries to explain himself, if he tries to do anything, even now, I think he's not going to speak because he's quite a clever boy, and he knows if I say anything, the media is going to take half of my story and they're going to run with it and they're going to twist my words. And that's exactly what these two fucking freaks are doing. They actually belong in the same age or old age home together. Watch them.
Was an accessory after the fact, just my opinion. But hey, we just want to re-enter polite society. Please, won't you help us? And the New York Times says, sure, why not?
Jeez.
That is our
Friends.
friend, Maureen Callahan, from her podcast, The Nerve.
Well, I do not want to know her or be her friend because, with friends like those, who needs enemies? Freaks. Jeez.
Sorry,
Boy,
guys.
I don't know get
this worked
really? Mel is whining to the New York.
Yeah, sorry, I don't normally say anything, but this is bad, man. I hate injustice. I hate when people attack someone for no good reason. I was that kid that was bullied in school. So I always fight for the underdog because I am the underdog. So, it's not fair to do this. I mean, who is she to say these things? And then she looks like a bloody horse, not a horse, a donkey. And that's an insult to the poor flipping animal. Sis, man.
Oh,
Sorry,
guys.
My man, she sucks. Sorry.
Times, and they're printing their puff piece about her pain. Her pain and her family's pain. Okay, eye hole shut. Right there. I would like your response to Kohberger's family whining about their pain.
I think it's just odd that they would. That's their first time. They, apparently they stand behind him, whether they believe the truth or not. But they've never spoken out for his innocence. He would never do such a thing. But they come out and say, we're in this terrible situation, having some sort of confusion, pain. I don't. I'm sure that they are.
Even compare,
but it does not compare at all. They could still talk to him. They could write to him. They could go visit him. He's still breathing.
My kids would be, if one of my kids did something like this, they would be dead to our family. We would not be.
They wouldn't. Everything with them is about me because, let's just keep watching. Sorry, we have to stop and start. I don't want to get copyright strikes here. Let's go again.
Supporting them, that we would not be. I tell all my kids, if you do something that atrocious, even like something like that where you overly go over somebody else as well, you're done. This family, we would never put up with that. And this.
Okay, can we just have a talk? Can we just talk about that quickly? So is that, as a family member, right, and you are a parent and your kid messed up, would you write them off? Or is it your responsibility as a parent to try and help your kids? Or what is your opinion on this? Because I will never write my kids off, no matter what they did wrong. If they ever did something wrong, or I will never write them off. They will never be dead to me. So what is your opinion on that? Because that's not me.
They're trying to say how Bryan Kohberger's parents should act, right? So I don't believe them here, because Steve, remember, he said that he has some sympathy, and that's pretty rich, because, well, anyway, look at his one daughter that he doesn't speak to himself. He's got a daughter and a granddaughter that he himself doesn't speak to. So I think you can see why he would say something like this. But yeah, sorry, that's my opinion. We all know, I'm not making something up. We all know Steve has got a daughter that he doesn't even speak to. He refuses to associate with his own daughter, who hasn't done anything wrong, and his grandchild that is innocent. So it's very easy for him to say, I wouldn't speak to my child ever again. And I don't know your ages, guys, but I mean, if you're around our age, you've dealt with teenagers, you've dealt with grown adults, and they do mess up. And so it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what my daughter did. I would never, ever write her off. And even if you're disappointed with your child, even if they were in prison, you'd still go and visit them. And so that's,
I mean,
you try and guide them, try and be there for them.
There's literally not one thing in this world that I would not, that my kids can do, and I will just write them off. There's literally nothing.
It's your child, and you don't. But Lucy's right. I heard that about Christy. So I don't think that the first child is Christy's child, because I think they have 5 children. So I don't know. I find it also strange that I mean, that's a good question. Did they cast Olivia's first kid's dad out as well? I wonder. So poor Kaylee. I mean, when you see how these people behave, then you can understand why that girl wanted to get away from them. Sorry, just my opinion.
No, and as we all know, before she passed away, she actually didn't speak to her parents. They didn't have a good relationship.
No.
But I get it, because they are actually very horrible people, to be honest with you.
My channel get taken down now. Thanks, Tasha.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Wens.
That's good.
Axel still bly?
Nee, dis reg so. Okay, let's watch. Let's see here.
Good.
She did, Case Jason. She's
talking about an individual's got $30,000. So you gotta.
Sorry.
Good. Poor Kaylee. I mean, the only help that I'm aware of that Kaylee had is she supported herself. You could even see that girl had to work. She apparently was paying for her own studies. She had help even when she needed to buy that vehicle. Who did she borrow the money from? Her grandmother. So not these two. Not these two. Okay, let's play.
You got to stand up and say the person's wrong, and then remove your support. Otherwise, you're condoning what he did, and you're embracing it, and you're for that behavior. And that's why society has people like this, and we will continue to have people like this, because we haven't just cut the rope and said, you're done, you're dead, even though you're alive, you're dead.
South Africans now have the opportunity to generate 3,500 Rand a day with a simple and accessible system.
Yeah, we get a fraudulent ad.
It's hard to put ourselves in their shoes because a lot of people think they can put themselves in our shoes and speak on behalf of how they would act, or they wouldn't have done what we did, or they would have done this and that and this and that. And until you're in these shoes, it's hard to really say do if the tables were reversed. So it is hard to
go.
What Tattoo Girl says is very true. They even refer to Maddie as their own daughter. So yeah, let's go on. Yeah, because they kept saying Maddie was like our daughter.
No, for sure. That's just our opinion of how we feel as a family.
Hey guys, Goncalves.
Look how she stops them. She doesn't want you to
down. You may need to lay down. Quotes from Melissa Kohberger from the New York Times. I've always been a person who was spoken up for what was right. Okay, just right there. Screeching, stop. If I ever had a reason to believe my brother did anything, I would have turned him in. Okay. It's confusing really being a victim. Okay. You're not a victim. You're not a victim.
So I want to say something about this. I believe her because you're going to see they're going to bring up his past. And the reason I do believe her is because remember that time when Bryan was younger and he stole the sister's cell phone? They actually did turn him in. They did, because the media's made a big meal out of this. So I believe her because this family has always tried to do the right thing, and they've tried to teach their children to do the right thing. So they actually did. But you're going to see how they twist what she says here. So, I mean, they did do the right thing. I know, Lucy, they've got no shame. Shameless. Nancy's, call your channel shameless. Let's go.
Melissa Kohberger. The idea is making me so emotional, I can barely speak to you about it. It's human nature to be curious about darker things. That's how we keep ourselves safe. I think we should try to come together for a true crime culture. What? Come together for a true crime culture? Now, wait. We're all so proud of him because he had overcome so much.
So
it was a heart surrounded by vibrant colors that I had drawn for Bryan, even if I could not be there in person.
Yeah. Jeez.
Look how she blows this out. Yeah. No, it's true, Lucy. They did. They people got mad with her because she came out with the truth. These people are horrible. But go on. You see now how she's going to change this, and she's going to make it very sinister. Let's play. No, apparently they're not allowed to be upset.
Okay. I stand up for what is right. She actually said that, Christy. She said that.
Yeah. I find it very hard to believe that she doesn't know the truth. Situation that they are in. They just have a mental block that will not allow them to accept what he did.
She said in her own words, Bryan, you're out.
Be careful running.
So if you know your brother's out, he has the same car, you've got a shared family Amazon account with the car, and he's around that time.
And he lives close.
Yeah, he's less than 10 miles away.
Whoa, let's stop. Okay. Do you guys
Don't tell me you didn't know or you didn't think.
No.
They didn't release anything in the beginning about the vehicle. So, and they released it 2011 to 2013, and she said, why would you? I mean, there was over 20,000 white Hyundai Elantras in the state plus, or 22,000, just correct me if I'm wrong. But How you going to suspect that somebody did something? It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So these people they actually have the nuts to shame his sister. Like, oh, she must tell. I mean, how many times has there been a crime in your area, any of you, where they say, oh, we're looking for this description of person, and that description of person or vehicle could match anybody. Your mind doesn't go that way. Hey, my brother drives a white Hyundai Elantra, which we know it was not his car. We know this. We know it wasn't his car. We know that they originally came out and said the vehicle was a Nissan. So they never said a white Hyundai Elantra. They never described. You're going to see they're going to go on here and talk about the weapon, which wasn't mentioned until that probable cause affidavit came out. They're talking about the suit. How would she know? Because none of us, when this case first started, and I'm still ashamed, I'm going to say this, I remember in the beginning, I did believe that Bryan was guilty, but that's because I hadn't invested as much time into this case. I wish I had from the get-go. It was only when I sat down and I started researching that I realized, whoa, you know what? Something isn't right here. So I apologize if I lag on some details. But, you know, Tash and I are coming into this pretty much from, I think it was last year, July, where, remember, I still said to you when we were first doing some other cases and stories that we said, okay, we're going to wait until the trial. This is a very interesting story. I read Howard Bloom's book. By the way, he's backpedaled on that now as well. So we'll do another live on that in this week if you guys want. Actually, Howard Bloom should refund us all our money for that piece of trash that he put out. But
and you thought that Howard Bloom was the best writer in that book.
I did. I was like, wow, this story. And you know, it's weird how your mind goes, because you read a story and you so badly. I really, guys, I wanted to believe that Bryan was guilty. So when I sat in front of my laptop, I swear, I was like, something's not right. And I still said to Tash, okay, we'll get the story out and the trial's coming. And then we started it was after the guilty plea. And I sat, I'm not lying, for about 10 days. And I started looking at things and I was like, wow. And remember, I didn't at that time, I didn't even know a fraction of what all of you know, especially Lucy, that knows a lot. Lucy, you must please email me and get in touch. I would love to have a chat with you sometime. I want to speak to you about lots of things that's going on in your mind. So yes, please mail me. But, you know, I think if we'd been on this from the other side, right from the beginning, we would have probably had a lot more knowledge regarding this case. But even us, sitting right across the other end of the world, I sat for many days and I thought, this is not right. So how are they saying that Bryan Kohberger's sister should have known? Because naturally our minds don't go to this point of somebody's guilty, especially if they're our own family. We just don't do that. So
no.
Yeah, we don't. Lucy's not going to respond. What purple eyeshadow? I must also put eyeshadow on. My eyes are a bit puffy. So I need a makeup artist. Like Nancy's.
Oh my, no, don't do Nancy.
Well, according to her, the family knew nothing. Listen.
Kohberger's sister, Mel, saying her family had no idea her brother was a killer and reached out to warn him to be careful after the murders. Finally speaking out, she wants to talk about growing up with the killer.
Create stunning explain.
No one wants to hear about growing up with Bryan Kohberger, but this does not bode well for her mental health care career. If she lived with a psycho killer her whole life, didn't know
Okay, wait. Okay, so she should have known, and now she's taking a shot at her career. So what about all those people that were studying with Bryan Kohberger that didn't predict his behavior? What about their careers? Should they also not, shouldn't their career also be in jeopardy? Because those people were closest to Bryan Kohberger, right? I mean, shouldn't their career be in jeopardy as well? Right?
No, but that Wins,
Okay.
that was a low blow. That was a low blow. Straight up low blow. That was below the belt.
Below the belt.
Below the belt. How can you?
It's hearing from you. I mean, yeah, it's true. Like Case Jason said, she's a good therapist, and she, yeah, you know, I mean, come on, ready? Like shaming his sister now. Even what about Dr. Catherine Ramsland that recommended Bryan for the program? Are you going to take a shot at her? Was she supposed to predict that he would do this? I mean, even though we believe he didn't. Is Nancy taking shots here at this? It just gets worse. It's like watching a car wreck. You don't want to see it, but you can't stop. You guys know how it is.
Yeah, I told Wendy this is like a low budget movie. You don't really want to watch it, but you can't wait to see what's at the end just to get it over and done with.
Yesterday I was listening to this. I was going last night. I was on a roll. I can't believe it. Can't do these people. Let's watch what she says now. These dumbasses.
Anything was wrong. Okay, joining me right now, Dr. Bethany Marshall. She's a renowned psychologist out of the LA jurisdiction.
Oh, she looks like a monkey.
This is the
author
same
of
one.
Deal Breakers. You can see her.
Oh, this woman.
Okay, so you guys ready? You ready, Wins? Can I play?
Go for it.
On Peacock, and you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Dr. Bethany Marshall, I ask that you tread very lightly while the Goncalves family is with us. But what is with this person? It's my understanding, and you investigative reporters, Susan and Dave, jump in if I'm wrong, but she has a career in mental health care, and she lived with a psycho killer her whole life. Notice a thing? That does not bode well.
No, there's so many reports about Bryan Kohberger that expose the fact that he's stalked, that the staff at the university about him. There were complaints about him. I'm sure he exhibited that same behavior at home. There's a term, the mask of sanity, when it comes to psychopaths, meaning that they wear the mask of sanity, pretend that they are more sane than they really are. But Bryan Kohberger did not pretend he was sane. It was apparent to everybody around him. Why not?
How do you know this? How does she know
this?
this?
And the thing about Melissa, you know, in order to be a therapist, you have empathy for others.
Word. What?
In order to be a therapist, you should actually not have so many facelifts. She's got no
Botox.
Jeez, leave some for the rest of us.
Oh, I want to ask her if she can smile. Can she actually smile? Does she actually have another facial expression rather than?
You talk like this. In order to be a therapist, you must have some empathy. Because you can't move her face.
No, but she actually looks like she's got a chicken's pupoliki.
I don't like her because in one previous video, she actually, this vile thing on the screen, she said that Bryan Kohberger had sexual fantasy about his mother. Yes, she did.
Was it this one?
Yes, remember I
Oh
told you about
my.
he said that he had some oh yeah, tattoo. Gone, yeah, frozen shock face. I wonder if she's related to Dylan. She was the one. She actually said it. I'll go back. I'll find the video. She said that she thinks he's got some underlying sexual, thing
Oh, come
about his
on.
mother. She said that. Her words. Take that
You
video
know,
down. I'll find it.
you get signs, right? It's like Gary's Rich Ray's mother. She had you just know she had an issue when you did research on her. Now there's
Her
absolutely
mind is
no evidence that his mom is a freak.
no.
She's a school
But here what
teacher,
she
for
says.
heaven's sake.
Yeah, let's hear what she says. Let her talk if she can.
I can't believe it's this freak that said that.
This one,
Oh my
she did.
word.
I promise you.
Yes.
She expresses no empathy for the families of the victims.
Well, even giving the interview about her pain and her family's pain. Okay, one thing before the Goncalves leave us tonight, I want to speak to them about what this woman just said, Kohberger's sister. The family had no idea. But let me lay something out for you, and then I will explore it more in depth with the rest of our panel. The phone records tell a very different story, Mr. and Mrs. Goncalves, and I'm sure you already know this. But for those that don't, for the phone records, the murders of 4 beautiful students, including Keely Goncalves, occurred between 4:05 and 4:20 a.m. Kohberger turns his phone off between 2:30 and 4. He turns the phone back on his way from the crime scene back to his
Oh wow!
his
There we
apartment
go
in
with
Pullman.
this.
4:45 to 5 a.m.
Did not turn his phone off.
Starts calling his mother around 6 a.m.
Let's pause there. Let's pause there. I think this is exactly why I did a little bit on the phone, but Lucy has very good knowledge of this. Now, I'm not a phone expert, so we'll ask Lucy to weigh in, and that's why I want her to get in touch with me. I did do a video on it. I mean, Saray said that he was not even in Moscow, Idaho, right? Now, my thought is he didn't turn his phone off. We all know how these devices can irritate us. Your phone, I mean, my phone will just switch off randomly. And I've said this before. I don't understand how phones work. I'm not tech expert or anything like that. But if you look at his route, my thought is when he went in the opposite direction to Hawaii Park, that's where he lost signal. Remember, they had that guy on one channel. I can't remember what it was, but he actually went to the park and he was going to do a live stream there. And he couldn't because there was no signal. So he actually couldn't connect because there was no signal in that park. And we know that Bryan supposedly went to Hawaii Park. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
So that was the story. It wasn't uncommon for him to go there. It's also not uncommon for a lot of people to go out at night and take a drive. Not obviously here in this country, we don't really do it. But in America, from what I know, from a lot of people telling me it's relatively common to do that. But in anyways, people do it. I know.
Me and Wendy have a running joke that everyone in Idaho sleeps except Bryan Kohberger.
Everybody was sleeping.
Everyone was sleeping except Bryan Kohberger. He was the only one wide awake. Let's listen to this guy.
That's the thing. It's crazy. I mean, so I don't think he turned his phone off. Well, the experts say that he didn't. So
yeah.
A.m. Now he's just turned his phone back on, starts calling his mother over and over and over and over obsessively. She doesn't pick up. Maybe she's sleeping.
This is interesting.
Then
the freaking guy has OCD. Can we just get over the fact that he calls his mom? It's not weird to call your mom. If I'm not with my grandma, I phone her 20 times a day. Jeez, people. Sorry.
Keep going.
We'll
look at how they log this.
Weird.
It's going to get quite interesting here. You're going to see this is going to get quite interesting here, how they, because they're going to make a mistake. They're going to make a mistake here. I'm going to show you what they're doing.
Okay, but just tell me to pause.
Okay, keep playing.
Fit of anger, he calls his father.
How do you know this?
Why won't she pick up the phone?
Listen to this.
She picks up the phone quickly after that, 6:17. Calls mom on a phone call that lasts 36 minutes.
Huh?
Listen to Nancy, how she grinds her teeth there. She's like, ugh. She's like, how does she know what he was thinking? How does she know what he was thinking? Okay, we're going to stop and start quite a bit here.
8:03, he is now driving back to the crime scene to view his handiwork. This is very common amongst criminals. They return to the crime scene, don't know why. Why does a dog make a circle 3 times before it sits down? Don't know, but they do. He calls mommy, speaks nearly an hour driving around the crime scene. Did mom tell him to go back and get that knife sheath?
Whoa.
Oh,
whoa.
no.
I wish I could get what? Bryan Kohberger's family. I pray to God that if any of you found, because I've been looking around, I would actually love to get hold of his family and tell them to sue Nancy for off of her last cent, because this is crazy. And you're going to see this 8:03 lasted 54 minutes, but and then they're saying that he drove back to the crime scene. So he called his mommy while he was driving back to the crime scene. Did they not say that he, Lucy, correct me if I'm wrong, according to the PCA, did they not say that he left his apartment at 9 o'clock in the morning and then went to the crime scene, spent 10 minutes or so there, and then drove back home? Because where is she getting 8:03 from? Where's she getting it?
Yeah,
Where's she
where?
getting it? Because according to what I know, it was the PCA says he left his apartment at 9. So I'm just, yeah. Yeah. And
9:02, wasn't it?
We don't see that vehicle. We don't see that vehicle at all. So how did he get from his place to the ATM? And then,
yeah, exactly.
And then go and admire his handiwork at the crime scene, because
yeah,
I don't know how many minutes it is exactly, but it's good. Thank you, BJT. Oh, you're talking about Christie's purple eyeshadow. Thank you. No, I'm not a makeup person. I only do makeup if I'm going to do a show or something like that, then, which otherwise no makeup. I'm not a makeup person. I'm a bit old for that. But Lucy, am I correct? Thank you, BJT. I appreciate that. So that is what they implied, that he went back to go and admire what his handiwork. Well, this is Nancy's words. Is that phone connected to town services? Yes, near. Yes. I mean, what does that mean anyway? So do we see his vehicle?
You can't pinpoint
on that, because I looked at that daytime footage quite a few times around, if you look at the timestamps at the top of the video, and you don't see his vehicle coming up there at all. Nowhere.
No.
Ooh. Ooh.
Did she advise him to confess or not to speak?
Yeah.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
This is just 120 minutes after the murders. And he's on the phone with mommy. 9 a.m., he's back on the phone. What were they talking about?
Who cares? I don't freaking care.
Keep playing quickly and see what she says.
Must I rewind?
Their vomit. No, keep playing. Has everybody got their vomit buckets? Nancy, where did you get this topic from? Please explain it, or your research team. Everybody get your vomit bucket ready. Let's keep playing, yeah?
5 phone calls over 3 hours at the time immediately after the murders to Steve and Christy Goncalves. You want me to believe she knew nothing? And as a sister is saying to the New York Times, we had no idea. Really? What were they talking about? Have you thought about this?
Oh, yeah.
We know more than.
Okay, I'm sorry. If I'm a serial killer, right, Wendy, I want to go to your house and I'm going to burn your house down while you're sleeping inside. Okay. I'm definitely not going to tell my grandma that I burned your house down.
You've been burning people's houses down.
Why the hell would I tell my grandma that? I won't tell anyone that. Why?
It's true what Lucy says. Every time a kid's call her, it's crazy. You wouldn't confess to somebody if you just did something like that. In fact, you wouldn't. Like you would not call somebody.
Why?
You try and cover it. Anybody knows that. That's just logical. So she's like, what were they talking about? But she goes a little bit further and she actually says that that his mother advised him where to dispose of the weapon.
No, man. No.
Crazy.
You know.
Oh wow.
I've never heard of a serial killer that actually phones a Tommy to go and help them bury a body. You don't tell anyone. You just do it by yourself. You struggle alone because you don't want anyone to find out. Because the more people that know, the more likely the chances are that you will get busted. So why would he tell his mom of all people?
I don't, but just having a phone conversation with your mother, or calling your parents because they didn't answer their phone and you keep calling them back, that could be for any reason. I mean, when my parents were alive, I would call them frequently. I spoke to my mother for hours and hours, or I would speak to my dad for hours and hours on end. It's not a something sinister like she's trying to figure out. And if I had committed any crime or done something wrong, I mean, you know, when we were younger, we all did things that were wrong. The last person you're gonna tell is your parents.
Is your mom.
You
right?
Them. But also, look, there is a flip side to that. I think a lot of people might call their parents if they're in trouble, if they've made trouble, if they need help, but not for something like this. So, wow. I mean, it's not. It's not. I mean, they say he's a soulless monster, but you can see here that he's got quite a good relationship with his parents. No.
Yeah,
that is what I'm saying, Lucy. Yes, let's take this feeling off the table that Bryan Kohberger, because we don't believe he's guilty, but let's say he is. I mean, I feel really bad for his parents, because can you imagine? They have to sit back and not say anything. But that's also going to get a little bit old, because at some point, I mean, I said that in the one video, that the fact that his sister did come out and speak now, I think they're testing the waters, and they're just getting an idea of what's happening, and they're waiting for a lot of things. And mark my words, it is going to come, whether it's in a month, 2 months, 5 years' time. They are going to speak, and they're going to defend themselves, because people won't keep quiet forever. They won't keep quiet forever. So I personally can't wait until they actually come out and start suing people for slandering them. Look, there's a big difference. Somebody might say that I'm slandering Nancy Grace. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm calling her out because she's a bully and because she's making things up. Everybody's entitled to their opinion on something, but you're not entitled to incriminate somebody who's not guilty of committing or being an accessory to a crime of this magnitude. You're not allowed to do that. That's not having an opinion or disliking somebody. That is like Tony Bruschi, who I'll play that for you guys maybe later or on another live. He called me a snowflake the other night because I was on his channel, and I told him they're vile. So you're allowed to have an opinion, but this is actually accusing them of being complicit in this crime. They should be suing these people.
Well, I'm probably going to get sued after today. I've said a few things.
We can't, because we're not accusing her of anything other than the fact that she's a horrible person. Okay, let's keep going. Horrible.
Just now, we know from some of the stuff they pulled from his phone, she sent him links to the story. So
Not that same day, but shortly after.
Yeah, shortly after. So yeah. And we know about, they gave the bolo out on the car, and then just within a day or two, they start booking a flight to go get him. And then he wasn't coming back with that car. That whole trip to Pennsylvania was to get rid of evidence, his car, and help him clean it. As soon as he pulled up to the house, Dad.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you yesterday. He's dead. They are saying he's dead. They helped him get rid of his
dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is what I was telling you yesterday. Why are you doing that? No.
That trip was planned long before the time. And if his father was going to go and help him clean up that vehicle, why didn't he go and fetch him on the 14th of November, 2022? Why did he wait until the 16th of December and let his son ride around with that car? No way.
So, okay, I will play it again. But that is what I was telling. Okay, wait. Let me rewind this a bit so that. Okay.
At the time, immediately after the murders, to Steve and Christy Goncalves. You want me to believe she knew nothing? And as a sister is saying to the New York Times, we had no idea. Really? What were they talking about? Have you thought about this?
Oh, yeah.
We know more than just that. We know from some of the stuff they pulled from his phone, she sent him links to the story. So
Not that same day, but shortly after.
Yeah, shortly after. So yeah. And we know about, they gave the bolo out on the car, and then just within a day or two, they start booking a flight to go get him. And then he wasn't coming back with that car. That whole trip to Pennsylvania was to get rid of evidence, his car, and help him clean it. As soon as he pulled up to the house, Dad jumped out of the car, moved his car out, and put his in the garage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. So that happened.
Okay.
Freaks. This poor dad, right, has heart problems. Now they're coming with this shit. What the actual heck? How did they know all of this? So if this really happened, they would be an accessory to murder. If I've got the American slang thing right.
Okay. How are you?
So why are they not in jail? at this point in time.
Yeah, because she's incriminating them. She's saying that he basically she said it. So
yes,
and William, you're right. He wasn't. He was going for the winter break. So the fact that he changed to Washington number plates indicates, and if you go and look at his place, he left a lot of his stuff there. So he wasn't going back for good, like they're trying to make out. Okay,
no.
He was going home for the winter break. And look, I don't understand exactly why his dad went to go and fetch him. I'm not sure about that, but there could be a variety of reasons. Maybe he didn't want him driving that long road by himself because it's quite a, it's quite a hectic drive. So that in itself, Howard Bloom tried to spin that as something very dark, like they took this detour and stuff. But again, people do that, especially not to make it about ourselves, but how many of you have had somebody come and drive with you because you didn't want to take, I think it was 36 hours. I'm not sure, but a lot of people have done that I know of. I've done it. If I don't want to take a long trip, I don't even like driving further than 10 minutes out of my area. I don't like driving. I hate driving. So I would call somebody to come fetch me. I do it a lot of times. I ask somebody to come fetch me. Even though I've got my own car, I'll ask somebody to come and fetch me and take me somewhere, especially even if I have to drive 2 hours away. Remember, I've asked you to drive with me before, Tash. So here's just an example. I had to take Tash home the one day, and I was like, and this is how far? You stay 20 minutes for me, and I don't like that road. So I asked another lady to drive with me, take Tash home, and then drive back home with me. So the fact that his father went out there, flew out there, I believe, and drove back with him is not as sinister as what people make it out to be. To go, I hate it. Jane, how are you? Sorry if I'm just rambling because this Nancy's got me fired up. I can't handle it.
Me too. Sorry, I must actually keep my mouth shut. But every time Steve and Christy opens up their pie holes, I want to flip a gasket because I'm like, what are you saying?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's not sinister to have somebody driving with you. Not at all.
Oh.
Yeah, there's more to that too.
It was a long drive.
There's only so much we can focus on and so much we can work on, but
right. I don't imagine, like she points out, it was a good opportunity for them to bond on the road, and it was his first time driving home. He hadn't really been that far away, so that's completely plausible. Okay, let's see what they say.
We're not fools.
Yeah. And we do know that he was wearing gloves inside the house almost the whole time. Matter of fact, when they went in to arrest him, he was indeed sitting at the kitchen table, wearing gloves, sorting trash. Now, whether he was doing that while the family was all sleeping, I find it hard to believe that they didn't notice that he was going around wearing gloves. Maybe he was sorting trash only right they were.
Okay, Wendy. So I am never going to your house again because you wear gloves inside your house.
I wear gloves when I do anything. So my OCD, I don't.
So I'm never going to your house again because you're a freak. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to have you arrested.
Ask Tasha how many boxes of gloves I have in my cupboard here.
Jeez.
Yeah, OCD. I've got terrible OCD.
Yeah, exactly.
When I cook, I wear gloves. When I sort trash, I wear gloves. When I work in the garden, I wear gloves. So other things I wouldn't. I think this is a bullshit story as well, that they found him sorting trash, wearing gloves. I also think the story is just made up. I really do. I really think it is. Okay, let's watch what she says.
Asleep and they didn't notice that, but why are you just walking around the house wearing gloves? Why are you out there obsessively in your car?
Right there, Christy. This morning as my daughter was walking out, I went, hold on, you got a white fuzzy attached to your leg. And I went over and got it off, and she walked out.
They didn't want to notice it, is what it is.
Sorting his garbage.
Those phone calls to me are damning. They're damning. And I wonder if the mother was ever questioned.
For what?
About what the content of those phone calls, over and over and over, going to the crime scene, going around and around and around like a vulture at the crime scene. What were they?
I just made a $27 ebook in 2 minutes using AI. Watch how I did it, so you can do it too.
Oh, what? Nancy.
I beg you not to look at the photos any further.
I beg you not to look at the
because
photos
it's going to be up here the rest of
my word.
Ugh. I always thought she had a very sexy accent.
I'm sorry, but they already looked at the photos.
They did. They don't want us looking at pictures. That's why they put out the Goncalves and Nancy. She's saying, I beg you not to look at the photos.
No, I want to know who you thought had a sexy accent.
Nancy. I always used to think she had a nice accent. You know, when I first watched her, I thought she was actually nice.
No, Wendy. Oh, well, I'm glad you grew up.
I'm going to make a T-shirt. I'll probably make my merch store. You freaks. Tasha always laughs at me. Listen to these
I like
freaks
that one.
again. Really bad. Now we'll make one
Your
T-shirt.
life.
I'm going to send it with the puke buckets.
Yes.
What is your message tonight, Mr. and Mrs. Goncalves?
There she starts whispering.
You know, it really is just, you know, with society changing the way it is and people, so many people having access to it via the internet and they fall in the wrong hands. And it's just...
everybody's a news network.
Hands of people that might question.
They don't have the education to be
I
a
mean,
journalist.
18-year-old TikToker, you know, getting them out there and just
I wouldn't have
spreading
done the
them.
right
Okay, I do agree, like little
thing at
13-year-old.
18 either. So
Yes, but
it's just
people don't.
our leaders
they
have.
like go on TikTok when they're 13 years old anyway. So, yeah, we don't. We don't do that.
No.
Most people don't.
No.
My kid wasn't on TikTok when she was 13. She didn't have any internet access when she was 13 anyway. So, and she certainly wouldn't be looking through photos like this.
And you monitor your child's
look,
like
if you do
access
give them
to
internet access, you can also monitor it. So, look, I do agree with them there.
exactly.
You don't want to find TikTokers, but that's not what they're worried about. They're worried about channels, and we are going to do a video on the crime scene photos. We did do a little bit of the live. I don't really want to show the images because, like I said on the last live, to me, these photos are not even that gruesome. I'm sorry if that seems disrespectful, but that scene is staged. That scene is definitely staged, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. And the other thing is, we don't want to see victims. We just want to try and establish what happened. And just looking at those photos, you can see that what we've been told and what happens there, I've worked with enough inquest files to know that that is not evidence of what we were told.
No.
You would expect it to look way worse. I know those pictures shocked Tasha to her core when she saw them, but you're quite right what you're saying about that. We're trying to get justice for these kids. I'm not even... Let's take Bryan Kohberger off the table. Let's everything. Nobody believes. Even if you believe that he was involved in some way, there isn't one person who can tell me that they believe that he went in there by himself and did all of this in under 7 minutes with one weapon. It's not possible. I'm actually going to bring somebody else who's a bit of an expert onto the channel, probably in the next week or two. I'm going to try and do a live. It'll have to be on a weekend. I'll just see when he's available. And he's pretty much an expert with weapons and martial arts and all of that. And he will actually explain how this is impossible. So because I had quite a long chat with him, I've bugged everybody with a story, and I asked him, do you think this is possible? And his immediate answer to me was, it is not even possible. Doesn't matter how fit you are, how much adrenaline you've got running through your body, how much anger you have. It's not possible. Remember, they said that it took whoever did this 6 seconds to change. 6 seconds. Remember? They did say that. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Who changes in 6 seconds? I want to meet that person because I also want to get dressed in 6 seconds. I also want to get dressed in a full suit.
That's how long I take to put on one sock.
It's how long it takes me to realize that I'm still on planet Earth, and I'm like, I'm here now. It takes me 60 seconds. How many times have you been speaking to me on the phone and I'll just pause?
Yeah. Or lose your train of thought.
6 seconds to
change. And then, yeah, I still need to put on a top.
Yeah, I didn't want to go live without it. It's very hot here in South Africa. We've got fans with us and we've got everything. It's blistering. It's quite hot here. Okay, let's watch what these freaks say next. What comes out of their mouth.
To be better than this.
And we are no different than people in the past. I'm not trying to say that we're better but things need to change. It's a time to change this.
You know what? For the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Goncalves, I completely disagree with you. I think right is right and wrong is wrong. And there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for hurting the victims' families for your own monetary gain, for a moment, for another click, for a higher rating. It's wrong. As I've told my children, if it feels wrong, it is wrong. There's something wrong when you feel like, is this right? It's not right. When you feel those tingles or you feel hot, when you're saying something or doing something, stop, because it's wrong. And your conscience is telling you that's wrong. So I can explain it away with, but please know tonight you are in our prayers as always, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, this is the time to
Okay,
let's skip forward a bit.
Yeah, so that happened.
Okay, let's skip forward a little bit in the video.
I don't want to listen to her.
Go a little bit forward. She's going to bring on her panel.
Just enter your domain, click scan, and get a personalized UX to-do list in minutes with your
final moments that they have.
Until where do you know?
Okay, go forward a bit. Let's go forward a little bit from that side. Okay, forward. Let's forward a bit. Okay, let's go there.
With an incredible criminal procedure program, author Blood Beneath My Feet, star of Body.
Sorry?
Still more forward. Let's go a bit more forward. Let's go a bit more forward.
Okay.
She's going to have this woman on again.
Okay, do you want me to go forward again?
No.
Until where the narcissist is.
Let's play,
okay.
Yeah.
They did a bad thing, not telling the parents in advance. They have to find out. And then the people that are enjoying looking at them, the Goncalves pointed out, I'm going to double check with Susan Hendricks. The Goncalves has pointed out, this is no longer an investigation. It's over. So why now? What is there to prove or disprove probatively? It's over. And when Dave and I were looking at the crime scene photos last night, Bethany, a lot of them are just the blood smeared on the wall, on the floor, where you can see there was a struggle, a horrific struggle in blood. And the parents are going to have to go, that's Kelly's blood. That's Maddie's blood. What is wrong with these people?
You know what's wrong, Nancy, is there is profound disregard for the families. In Mel's interviews, in the police department, whoever released those photos, these are law enforcement, the people who released the photos. They should know that there are people out there with ghoulish interests in an exploitive kind of way. You know, Nancy, in the DS, loved one hurt than to be hurt. All right. To see a loved one stabbed in a car accident in pain, a loved one with cancer, because we human beings, we are wired to connect. So not have known that one little slip, putting these photos out there, and that it would spread like wildfire. All of these ghoulish pictures, disregard for the family too. It's so sad.
Joining me is Susan Hendricks, investigative journalist.
Let's go.
Author of Down the Hill, My Descent into the Double Murder in Delphi. It wasn't just a standard.
Where do you want to go, Wens?
Okay, let's go a little bit further on. Just going to bring this Eric Fatis up. So we just bookmark this quickly. Sorry, guys, from my side. I want to kind of move towards, I'll tell you now, Tash. Let's go. Okay, play here.
Real purpose of this lawsuit.
Okay, let's play here. She's got this Eric Fatis on. Ugh. Oh, KS Jason Art, thank you.
Profile lawyer, founder of the law offices of Eric Fatis, former felony prosecutor. Eric,
thank you, KS Jason.
What can Washington State University say in
Can't put emojis. See you next time. Thank you so much. I
their
appreciate
defense? Because it's all documented. These are not just he said this and she said that. They documented it. And then a day late and $1 short, they decide to have an intervention. Way, way too late.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there were some clearly documented failures, errors, and omissions on behalf of Washington State University. I think what they're going to argue, Nancy, is they're going to argue causation because the plaintiffs have to essentially show that Washington State University's failures caused damages. And I think this was a psychopathic killer. We couldn't have done anything to stop this. He would have done this anyway. And so I think that is the horse they're likely going to ride.
The suit alleges college did not take action in part because they feared firing Kohberger might open WSU up to a loss. Graduate students immediately thought Kohberger committed the murders, but did not do. Kayla Goncalves' dad, Maddie Mogan's mom, Xana Kernodle's dad, and Ethan Chapin's mom argue WSU was obligated.
This lawsuit is still going to blow up in their faces. Normally she has this guy, Eric Fatis, on because she always also likes to take shots at him. I'd love Nancy to invite me onto her show. I promise you, I would absolutely love it because I'm not Eric Fatis. I won't keep my mouth shut for her. She'll sometimes, I mean, he's an expert. She'll bring him onto her show and then she will actually tell control room, mute his microphone. What is that? Is he not allowed to talk? She does this with her guests a lot. It's horrible. I mean, she's terrible.
An employee and resident of campus housing.
They hired him. Dr. Bethany Marshall, doesn't anybody check social media anymore? He talked about his heroin addiction.
Sandy, how are you?
He talked about the white noise he hears all the time. Remember that? Like when you see snow on your TV. Did they not see any of that?
And that he felt like a piece of meat. He had no emotions. When he hugged his family members, he didn't feel anything. Nancy, this is actually a profound refusal to put thoughts together about what was happening at their university. They looked at all the evidence, they talked about it, they had meetings, everything was documented, but there was a profound lack of a willingness to the students. Their fear of being sued was so self-serving. I mean, they prioritize that over women who are potentially raped. They're worried about her family. All these photos that are being released online, these foolish people who are going to exploit the photos are thinking about themselves. They're not thinking Nancy.
But let's pause. So this picture that they put up of Bryan, I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. You know, you can see he's goofing around with the camera. It's not even a sinister picture. And to see my selfies I've taken, oh my gosh, they're dreadful. So he was just goofing around. So welcome, Sandy. Yeah, this woman. Okay, so they want to go and check back onto social media and check into his past because, you know, they don't have a past. They don't. Don't these people see they did exactly the thing that Snowden warned about? Yeah, it's true. They can't see it. They're so dumb. I would call that stalking, Lucy. That's stalking because you do not have the right to go all the way back into somebody's social media account and stalk them. So they accuse him of stalking, and now they say that Washington State University should have stalked his social media before hiring him. That doesn't seem right. I wonder how much. Okay, I'm not going to say it. Just get your buckets ready. All right, let's go on.
People are dissociating from the reality of what really happened during that crime.
And I'm sure you heard earlier that immediately after the murders, people at WSU, fellow grad students and a supervising instructor knew. They immediately knew Kohberger, quote, did it, and they did nothing.
Oh, the lie.
She's not waking up. Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way. Okay, thank you.
Circling back to Howard Bloom, author of
They don't want us to look at those crime scene photos because I'm still saying, just my opinion, that 911 call is staged. That is a staged call. So that's just my opinion and my thoughts on it. We'll actually do a video on the 911 call if you guys want. Just
I agree with you.
That call is staged. What do you think, Tash? What do you guys think? Normally when you hear a 911 call, you feel so much empathy for people, but I couldn't. Even when I was on the side of he's guilty, when I heard that call, something felt very off about it. That was one of the things that also made me go ding, 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 ding. Something's not right here in this call. I can't put my finger on it, but something isn't right on this call. I think we can actually try and enhance the audio on it a bit. And because there's a lot of weird things going on that call.
Just a quick example, like this, Wens. Last week, my cousin actually passed out and he couldn't walk. So he was trying to stand up, but he couldn't. And the first thing you do is when someone calls you for help is you go into action mode. So with me, I ran and I tried to help him, and then we got him in the car and we took him to the doctor, because here in South Africa, you don't get ambulances in certain areas. So when he knows I live way out in the bundes.
Yeah.
So there's no way that an ambulance will come here. So we had to rush to the doctor. So there's no way that there's time for you to act when you see someone is in need of help.
And remember
that
now,
whole 911.
Yeah, so it's true what Tash says. Some areas don't have ambulances, so you actually have to rush somebody. And that also surprises me that, if somebody's passed out, that Dylan didn't say, oh, well, gosh, okay, why is she not waking up? Or at least try and pick her up and put her on the bed or something like that. That was something that I just can't wrap my head around. Doesn't matter. Nobody's accusing Dylan of anything, because I know people come for me in the comment sections when I comment on another channel. They'll say, oh, you're insensitive and she's a victim and I shouldn't be so harsh on her. But I think I've actually seen a lot of people waking up and asking questions about this, because at the very least, if you see your friend lying on the floor, doesn't matter if you've had too much to drink, doesn't matter if you've been partying the whole night, your instinct is to go and sleep, say, okay.
Yeah.
So that's just, I don't know. And I'm not telling her how to behave. It just is not okay. So at the very least, I wouldn't want a friend like her at all. And you're right. Sandy's right. They never mentioned the blood on that 911 call. Don't tell me. And I think this is the outrage about the pictures, because now we can actually see that if Hunter Johnson went up there and he's supposedly the hero, according to Nancy, that he did not see this. But before he came over, don't tell me that Dylan never noticed all of this. And she did not mention it. You're 100% right, Sandy. She did not mention this in the 911 call. They're sticking with the story that Sana was passed out. Now, I kind of try to think about this a bit and think, okay, like, you know, maybe they thought, because I've really tried to give Dylan the benefits of the doubt. And I've said to myself, okay, maybe she thought that Zana had fallen over and just, it could happen that way. But seeing this and seeing these images now, there is no way you're going to convince me, because if your friend is lying there and all of this is on the floor, you will know something is very, very wrong, right? So that's why when people ask me why I go for Dylan the way I do, it's because I'm not convinced that she didn't see any of that. She didn't mention it when she called. You're 100% right. They were still, she's not breathing. She's not waking up. But how are you not noticing?
I probably go on about this because I've got a very good sense of smell. So there's no way that you can't smell this. This whole house is covered in blood. How can you not smell it? If you can't see anything, you can literally smell this. So why are you not saying anything of that? So what's going on here? I don't know, man. This whole thing, we have more questions than answers, and that's why we keep digging. And it's their fault.
It's their fault.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's their fault.
She's going to get worse, Nancy. Let's listen what she says here.
A definitive book regarding the Idaho murders, When the Night Comes Falling. Howard, what about that sister and her green wig? Not judging. She's claiming that she's gotten so famous to avoid being.
Hold on. What about your fucking wig, Nancy? What?
Wasn't it blue though? It's not even green, it's blue. And what does it have to do? Why? Jeez.
What about Nancy's wig?
Does Nancy have a wig?
It looks like it. I don't know. It's a wig or a very bad hairstylist. But sorry, just my opinion, Nancy. You're allowed to mock his sister. She's wearing a wig. She does wear different wigs because she's trying to disguise herself, because she can't literally, this poor woman cannot even go out into public, right? Because everybody has got something to say about her. No wonder she wears disguises. She's traumatized. Fuck's sake. Anyway, let's hear what this senile old man has to say.
Old bat.
Recognize she has to wear heavy makeup and a wig, a green wig or a pink wig, wherever she goes. Okay, but the point is whining to the New York Times about her pain and her family's pain?
Well, I am sympathetic to the sister. I think she's a victim, but I also think she's not being totally candid. We just heard that at Washington State University, everyone thought he was a suspect, or so many people thought he was a suspect. And yet his family had no idea. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. I don't believe that the father.
Wow.
Seriously?
Oh my God. Really? Lucy, are you laughing because I said, what about Nancy's wig? What? Let's hear what these people have to say. Sorry, I don't want to keep you guys up the whole night. These people are crazy.
Yeah.
While he was sitting in a white Hyundai Elantra, while they were going across the country, that the police were looking for a white Hyundai Elantra, didn't have any idea that this was his son was involved in these murders. I think they're trying to make the best case possible, but I don't think they're being.
Isn't it Howard Bloom?
Perfume on the pig. What?
That's her favorite thing. Putting perfume on the pig.
Okay, does this pig have perfume on? Pig. The pig with the wig.
It's not okay.
Freak. No, I've had enough of Nancy.
Candid.
Okay. Let's see what's
Okay. When I saw that article, nothing about the pain the victims are going through, nothing at all.
What?
All about me. That's in the works. I'm just saying somebody in the Kohberger camp is going to write a book about all their pain. Susan Hendricks, back to the lawsuit. The Goncalves are not
they actually
speaking about it.
If they read the whole article, they'll see that they did talk about
Susan, is it true that women had a burger to even walk to their
Okay, sorry, the video is glitching here. Wow. They're crazy.
No.
I've had about enough of Nancy is what I can take right now. So
yeah, no, I'm ready. My brain says no more. Sorry, Wendy, I can't do this anymore.
So she says that his sister is going to come out and write a book and say, me. She loves saying that word. It's her favorite go-to thing. I also like saying it sometimes, but she does that. She does that a lot. And I mean, if you read the article, we did a video on it. His sister was very respectful. She actually said that his mother has a lot of empathy and she feels very sorry for the victims, and that she's actually put their birthdays into her phone calendar, that she prays for them and thinks about them. And so I did not find his sister to be very deceptive at all, in any way. Sorry that I just bump you off the screen there. But they're making this sound as if they were talking about their pain, but they weren't. I mean, they were not talking only about their pain. They were talking about feeling sorry for these 4 students. They didn't make it about themselves, not at all. They never did.
No.
It's very interesting that she brings Howard on as well, because now he's saying that what does he say there? That he doesn't find her to be very sincere, basically.
No, he says that the crime scene photos are there's no way that just one person did this.
Well, that's what he's saying now, but I mean, on Nancy, he keeps chopping and changing his story on this matter. And yeah, that's a bit ridiculous if you ask me, because he says, and unfortunately for Howard Bloom, he's written this in his book. It's on black and white. It's all over the world. It's not only there in America, but he basically said that he believes, in his words, on black and white, that he believed that Bryan stalked the victims and that he's the sole perpetrator. Now he's changing his story, but we'll get into that in another video. But yeah, on Nancy's channel, he's also taking shots at the family. So, yeah, I really hope that Nancy sees this video, because people are laughing at her all over the world. She's got this shtick where she pretends to care about this case, but she actually doesn't. Also, something interesting that she mentioned at some point during this, I think it's towards the end, she said, people are profiting off of true crime. Well, are you not doing the same thing, Nancy? Are you not profiting off of true crime? Some of us have got very small channels, like me. I've got a small channel. I don't care about profiting. Sure. I mean, you've got a channel, obviously you would make some money from it, but Nancy's making hundreds of thousands on her channel alone. That's without everything else, sponsorships, whatnot. I'm not against that. But if you want to make that kind of money, at least be truthful. At least be transparent, people. And I'm gonna laugh when the truth does come out one day and she gets sued. I hope she does. I hope she gets sued. I really do. Because if it was me, I wouldn't be as nice as these people. I would take her to court and say, what are you accusing me of? Freak. Well, what are you actually accusing me of? Because I just had a conversation with my child, which I pretty much do regularly. And now you are insinuating that I told him where to hide the weapon, where to dispose
get rid of the car,
where to get and the father as well, accusing him of helping to clean the vehicle, right?
And the sister for not knowing that her brother was a psycho killer from birth.
Wow. I mean, listen, I've never been on the side of saying that everybody must agree with us and say that Bryan is guilty.
No.
If you believe, not guilty. If you believe that he's guilty, that's fine. I respect that's why you'll see, I don't block anybody from my channel. Even when somebody comes on and they say, listen, we believe he did it. I don't delete comments. I actually don't delete those comments because I'm saying, if you believe that he's guilty, that's fine. That is your right to believe that he's guilty. But to take it a little bit further and to take this a step further and say that his sister should have predicted. I mean, how much do you know about your siblings? Everybody. You don't. You don't always know.
Flip.
I don't even think they lived in the same house, right? So how is she supposed to know if Bryan was in another state? How is she supposed to know what he does, right? That's one thing. And to implicate his parents. So something is very wrong here with this. And I've said this a lot of times. If these people believe that Bryan is guilty, then they should be happy that he's behind bars. But what's very odd to me is on the night, she brings Steve and them up. Why did she not ask Steve about that vulgar meme that they posted on their page? I don't know if you've got it. Let's see if we can find it and put it up on screen.
I do. Let's see
so this was up on the page.
Find it here. Sorry, just give me a moment. Wendy sends me a lot of pics, so just hold on, guys. Just want to find it quickly. Let's see.
Yeah, this was a meme on the family page that let us know what you think of this meme.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Go for it. Give me a sec. So this meme is horrible. I mean, it's really, really, really bad. I wonder why Nancy didn't ask them about this. I want to just see if I can send it to you. I lost it.
Yeah, sorry, Wins. You send me a lot of stuff. To find it Yeah.
Sorry. No.
It takes a
Anyway,
while.
that's the one of Bryan with the bananas that they actually put on their page. It was just really bad. Anyway, so why did Nancy not ask them about that since she's talking about
Yeah,
people
I mean,
going and looking at people's social media? That was a little bit distasteful, that meme. And I know people are going to say, I'm being very disrespectful towards this family, but it's not that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards them. I'm just not understanding their behavior at this point. I'm not understanding why they go on Nancy and Banfield and everywhere, because I think it's that very thing that sabotaged the entire investigation and case, for that matter. That's just my opinion. Should have kept quiet.
no, man.
Tasha's gonna stress now because she's looking for this.
Yo,
picture.
Wins, I'm starting.
But anyway, guys, we're about to end. So thank you to everybody who was watching. Thank you for the donation, Case, Jess, and Aunt. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I am, and I'm starting to lag in.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes in South Africa we get internet problems. But thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We appreciate it. And so we put out a video.
My Wi-Fi.
Okay, let Tash talk. What is going on with this? Yeah, no, we don't have good Wi-Fi in this. Anyway.
Sorry.
It's just freezing up. Sorry, DC. Gonna try and do more live chats as well. But yeah, try normally to get a video out every Sunday. It just kind of depends how the week goes. So mostly it will be a video every Sunday, and then we'll try and go live either on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I'll actually try and make it a little bit earlier, but it also depends. You guys can. Yeah, she's got frozen shock face. Oh, but thanks for being here, Lucy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Tasha looks very shocked now. Like, what now? She's shocked because she can't find that picture of the bananas. Okay, let me find it for her, and I'm going to send it to her. Give me a sec. I've got to show you guys this. This is crazy.
No, it's not going to. No, Wins, I'm lagging, man. That's the problem. I'm lagging. It's not.
Are you struggling? All right. Okay.
My Wi-Fi is going to give me issues.
All right, guys.
I'm struggling a bit.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you so much. And then what we'll do is we'll post and schedule the live for when we're going to go live.
That's why Tasha has frozen shock face.
Maybe try on Sunday night even to go live again or something like that. But anyway, thank you for being with us, everybody. If you have a good night.
Yeah.
We do appreciate every one of you that's here. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, everyone that's watching still. Have a good night. See you soon.
Bye.